beginning in a standing position, Samasthiti. And inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, reach to the ground. Inhale, lift your head, look forward, bend the knees, prepare. Exhale, go back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward to a high lunge, and then right foot comes forward, meets the left, and you're folding forward. Inhale, stand up, reach up, look up, palms together, looking at the thumbs, and then exhale back to mountain pose or Samasthiti. Again, Ekam, inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, head up and prepare, bend the knees. Exhale, go back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Spend 5 breaths in this downward facing dog. Actively pressing the heels towards the mat, spread the fingers wide, pressing the hands into the mat. Breathing in and out of the nose as much as you can. Incorporating that Ujjayi breath or fire breathing. So inhale, come to standing at the top of the mat. Exhale, fold forward, reach to the floor, reach to the mat. Inhale, stand up, reach up, look up, palms together, looking at the thumbs, and then back to mountain pose. Let's look at Surya Namaskara B. So inhale, bend the knees, bring the arms up for chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward for Uttanasana, the forward fold. Inhale, lift the head, look forward, prepare. Exhale, go back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, circle the left heel down, step the right foot forward, Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Palms together, looking at the thumbs. Exhale, back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Palms together, looking at the thumbs. And then exhale, back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths in this downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward to high lunge, left foot comes forward, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees and bring the arms up for your chair pose. And back to standing. So you want to step or hop your feet, hips width apart, hands to the waist. Inhale here. Exhale, fold forward and take a hold of the big toes with the first 2 fingers and thumb of each hand, and then fold forward. This is your Padagustasana. 5 breaths in Padagustasana. Again, breathing in and out of the nose as much as you can. It's an excellent pose for stretching the hamstrings. Inhale, lift the head, palms of the hands underneath the soles of the feet. Exhale, fold forward. This is your Padahastasana, the hands. 5 breaths again. Inhale, lift the head, hands to the waist. Exhale, come all the way up, step or hop the feet back together, mountain pose, Samasthiti. Step back with the right foot, pivot on the heels, right foot faces the opposite direction. Reach first, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, come down, take that right hand to the outside of the right foot. Left hand or arm comes up in the air, looking at the palm of that hand. Trikonasana, your triangle pose. 5 breaths. Inhale, come up. Pivot on the heels, exact same thing other side. Reach first, and then exhale, take your pose. 5 breaths. Inhale, come up, pivot on the heels, Pavrita Trikonasana. Rotating triangle, so the right hand comes to the small of the back, left arm in the air. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward and bring that left hand to the outside of the right foot. And reach your opposite arm in the air, looking at the palm of that hand. 5 breaths. Inhale, come up, pivot on the heels, Exact same thing on the other side. Inhale, reach in the air. Exhale, fold and take your pose. 5 breaths. Inhale, come up, arms out parallel to the ground, and then exhale, one step back to the front of the mat, mountain pose, Samasthiti. So look at the extended side angle pose. Step back with the right foot, pivot on the heels again, bend that knee, right hand to the outside of the right foot, and the left arm comes up and over, looking at the palm of that hand. Extended side angle. Utthita Parsvakonasana. So inhale, come up. Exact same thing on the other side. Pivot on the heels, bend that knee, reaching up, looking at the palm of that hand. That's your dristi, the point of focus, where you want to be looking at in your pose, in your asana. So inhale, come up, bring the prayer hands to the center of the chest and twist to the right. You're bringing that elbow to the outside of the knee, twisting, looking up over that shoulder. Pavrita Parsvakonasana. Inhale, come up. Exhale into the pose on the other side. Bringing that knee to the outside. Now the extended version is bringing that hand to the outside of the foot. If you want to take it further, you can give that a shot. Inhale, come up. Arms out parallel to the floor. Exhale, one step back to the front of the mat, Samasthiti. Step back with the right foot. Feet are parallel to one another. Hands to the waist. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward and bring the hands to the mat. Inhale, lift the head, look forward. Exhale, fold all the way forward, bringing the crown of the head to the mat. The hands are right at about shoulders width apart. Breathing in and out of your nose again as much as possible. This is your Pasarita Padottanasana. 5 breaths. Inhale, lift the head, hands to the waist. Exhale all the way up. And then one step back to the front of the mountain, or back to the front of the mat for mountain pose or Samasthiti. So bring the hands to a prayer position behind your back. If this is not available, you can just touch your hands behind your back. Step back with that right foot, pivot on the heels. Inhale here, and then exhale, fold forward. 5 breaths here. Breathing in and out of the nose as much as you can. So Parsvakonasana. Inhale, come up, pivot on the heels. And then exhale, same thing, other side. 5 breaths. Charlotte made an appearance. Relax the hands down to your side. Take a moment. And then one step back to the front of the mat. Mountain pose. Samasthiti. Alright, now. Looking at Utthita Hasta Palagustasana. There's a lot of different ways to get into it. The simple way is to just grab that foot. Starting with the right first. Grab that big toe and extend that leg out. If this is not available, you can just grab your knee. 5 breaths here. And then after 5 breaths, you're going to open the hip. 5 breaths here. And then close the hip, exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, come up, release. Again, 5 breaths. And then relax the leg down. Same thing, other side. Take a hold of that foot. Grab the big toe with the first 2 fingers and thumb of that hand, and then extend the leg out. Five breaths. And after your 5 breaths, and I want to mention here, it can be 5 breaths or 8 breaths. in each one of these asana. 5 or 8 breaths. So you're opening the hip, again, 5 or 8 breaths. And then close the hip. Exhale, fold forward. Whoa, catching my balance there. And then fold forward. And then release. 5 breaths again. And let the foot down. So if this next pose is too difficult, you can just do the tree pose. So you're going to bring the leg up into a half lotus position, reach around behind your back and take a hold of the big toe. All right, inhale here, exhale, fold forward. This is your Ardha Baddha Pada Padamottanasana. 5 breaths here. Release that foot. All right, same thing other side. And again, if this is too difficult or you just don't want to put that much pressure on the knee, you can just do the tree pose. Bringing that up to the half lotus, you make a dynamic reach behind the back. And then take a hold of the big toe. Inhale here, and then exhale, fold. 5 breaths. Release that foot. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up, palms together, looking at the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, head up, prepare, bend the knees. Exhale, go back. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. So inhale, step, jump, or hop your feet or walk your feet up in between the hands, bend the knees, bring the arms up for Utkatasana, the chair pose. So 5 breaths in this chair pose. Deep inhalation, exhalations in and out of the nostrils as much as you can. Incorporating, again, the Ujjayi breath or fire breathing. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the head, look forward, prepare. Exhale, go back. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward for warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Palms together, looking at the thumbs, and you check out your stance all the way from the ground up. Look at the feet. Look at the position of the leg. Reaching the arms in the air, palms together, looking at the thumbs. 5 breaths. Straighten that leg, pivot on the heels, exact same thing on the other side. Warrior 1. Arms in the air, looking at the thumbs. Opening to Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Look down at your waist and make sure it's square. Right. Look up at your arms, making sure that they're parallel to the ground. 5 breaths. Pivot on the heels, exact same thing other side. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. 5 breaths. Alright, making your way to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So let's make our way to the seated posture. So inhale, come through to a seated position, however you need to, whatever it takes for you to get there. So we're starting in Dandasana, the staff pose. So bringing the hands to the side, bringing pressure, full activation in the core, in the arms, and the legs. Making our way through Paschimottanasana, the first forward fold. So take a hold of the big toes. Inhale, lift the head. And then exhale, fold forward, pulling on those big toes. 5 breaths here. Inhale, lift the head, and then exhale, release the pose. Moving into the most accidentally skipped pose in the Ashtanga series, Popotonasana. So bringing the hands behind your back, lifting. 5 breaths here. So we'll take an optional vinyasa, crossing the legs. Inhale here, exhale, go back Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come through, seated position with the legs extended out in front of you. Moving into Ardha Baddha Padda Paschimottanasana. So bring that right leg up into a half lotus position. Take a dynamic reach behind your back. Take a hold of the big toe. Grab the opposite foot. Inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Pulling on that foot. 5 breaths. Right, inhale, lift the head. Exhale, release the pose. Vinyasa. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, go back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come through, seated position, legs extended out in front of you. Exact same thing on the other side. You're going to make a dynamic reach behind the back. Take a hold of the big toe. Grab that extended leg or foot. Inhale here, exhale, fold. Maybe pulling a little bit on both of the feet. Pulling the foot in closer to you and using the foot to pull yourself deeper into that fold. 5 breaths. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, go back to Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come through, seated position. So we're looking at Janushirshasana, A. So bend that right knee, open the hip, pull the heel in close. Then inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, fold forward over that leg. Take a hold of the foot, inhale, lift the head again, and then exhale, fold all the way forward. 5 breaths. Janushirshasana, A. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, release the pose. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, go back to Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come through, seated position. Same thing other side. Bending the knee into the chest. Allowing the hip to open. Pull the heel in close. Center the torso over the extended leg. Reach the arms up in the air. Inhale. And then exhale, fold over that leg. 5 breaths. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, release the pose. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, go back to Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come through, seated position. So we're going to move into Marichyasana C. So you're grounding that foot, extending the leg, flexing the heel, twisting, looking over the shoulder, using that hand to ground and also to pull yourself a little bit further into the twist. 5 breaths here. All right, release the pose. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, go back Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come through, seated position. Same thing, other side. Bending that knee, hugging that knee in close, flexing that foot, straightening that extended leg, using that arm behind you for stability and to help you get further into that twist. 5 breaths. Exhale, release the pose. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come through to seated, and then lie down flat onto your back. moving into the closing sequence. Let's start with our bridge pose. So with the bridge pose, you're going to bring the hands to the side and lift the waist. You can spend as many breaths here as you want, maybe lowering down and lifting up. And so let's look at a back bend. Bring the hands to either side of the face with the fingertips facing towards the shoulders, and then lift up, pressing through the hands into the feet. 5 breaths here. And hug it in a little bit, maybe rock back and forth or side to side. And then from here, extend your legs in the air. Bring your hands behind your back for a moment. So rock up to a seated position. Let's get a nice forward fold in after that back bend. Spending 5 breaths here. And again, your asana, you can hold your asana for 5 or 8 breaths. That's the ideal amount of time. So let's look at shoulder stand. Coming up into our shoulder stand, bringing the hands to the lower back if possible. Extending the legs in the air. Breathing in and out of the nostrils again as much as you can. This is the winding down part. And so now you're going to lower the legs over the head for Halasana, the plow pose, and then slowly lower down. All right, exhale here. Inhale, bring the crown of the head to the mat. Lift the chest in the air. Extend the arms and legs out. All right, completely lower down. Rock up to seated. Let's move into the headstand. Now you notice I grabbed opposite elbows to get my own foundation started. Back of the head in the hands. Interlace the fingers. Now you'll notice me shift a little bit, and that's when I'm moving all of the energy and weight into my arms and shoulders, because you don't want to have too much weight on the head. Coming down, and let's look at extended child's pose. Extend the arms out. Taking a few deep breaths here. Vinyasa, inhale, up dog, exhale, downward facing dog, inhale, come through, seated position. And so now we're going to look at Padmasana. So bringing your feet into a full lotus position. You can do a half lotus position if the full lotus isn't available for you. I'm going to get myself centered here a little bit first. And then bring the hands to the side and lift up and look up. 10 quick bellows breath here. It's a pranayama technique. So pushing the air quickly from the diaphragm out of the nostrils. That's the sound of it. Alright, so let's take vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come through, seated position. And Shavasana, the corpse pose. You can take at the least, you want to do at least a minute in Shavasana. I'm going to shorten it here. So you come up to seated position, and we're going to move into meditation. Okay? But first, we're going to look at our pranayama. So we're going to do Nadi Shuddhi, or alternate nostril breathing. So you make a fist, the thumb is pressing on the right nostril and the ring finger is pressing on the left nostril. You blow out of the left, breathe in through the left, and switch, breathe out through the right, and breathe in through the right and switch. And you just alternate that. You don't want to do it too many times. 6 is a really good a really good time to a really good rotation. 6. You always want to start and end with the left side. Okay. So now let's bring your focus, attention, and awareness to your mantra or whatever it is that you focus to help move yourself into that meditative state. So breathing in and out of your nostrils, and if you don't have a mantra, you can just focus on the breath, the inhalation and the exhalation.